Thanks for coming and joining me in the video. Hopefully you find this useful, maybe mildly entertaining. And if you do, give it a thumbs up. But if you don't, give it a massive thumbs down. And as always, if you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them in the box below. Now, before we start this video, I must forewarn you, if you prefer to learn in a way where everything's relayed to you using proper musical theory terms, so like the scales and all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to be the person for you to do that. So if you want to save some time, by all means, just like don't watch the video. It's absolutely fine. I'm very much entirely self-taught. And the reason for this is because I do suffer with a bit of dyslexia. So occasionally you might hear me mispronouncing words, or I might fudge words together. But mainly it's when it comes to reading and absorbing information that I have a difficulty with. So I have to learn things in my own weird way by doing them, so I can try and understand them and make sense of them with the information that's available. But I also sometimes I've noticed this only actually since doing YouTube videos, is occasionally, or well, not occasionally, it's quite frequent actually, I'll go to say a word and then replace it with a word that's vaguely similar in meaning, but it's not entirely accurate. And when I do this, please let me know in the comments, because I interchange words sometimes when I shouldn't be interchanging them. What I'm going to show you today is a technique that I use to help me work out riffs when I'm not feeling too inspired. Now, we all have those days where we get an idea pop into our head and then we scramble to get it recorded into some medium, whether it's phone, on your laptop, on your PC, with your DAW, just so you don't forget it and lose it forever. But there are other days where you don't feel very inspired and it's quite difficult to come up with something. And one of the ways you can try and work something out is just to record in a chord progression, and then you would try and play over the top of it until you get some kind of riff or melody that you're happy with and get it to work. Now, with the way I'm going to show you, it's a different approach. The idea is you think of a rhythm that's interesting, or it makes you feel like you want to bop your head. And then what you do is you build upon that rhythm by assigning pitches to each of the notes in the rhythm. First, we need to obviously think of a rhythm. So let's go for dun 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 dun, and yeah, we'll use that. So I'm just going to use just a single note on the guitar button, primarily just to play the rhythm in so we can get used to it, and then we'll start building on it. Okay, so that is the rhythm. Now, when you're assigning notes, don't change the rhythm at all. Lock that rhythm in. We're just assigning different pitches to each of the notes of the rhythm. So for this first bit, we could go. But that's not that interesting in terms of a riff, so we need to develop it more by assigning some more notes. So let's try using this note and yeah, see what that sounds like. Still not quite interesting. It needs to develop more. It's not really gripping me enough. So let's maybe add a higher note in. And yeah. Start to get there, but we still need a middle and an end. So I'm going to use this note. Okay, so we're stuck. We need to change the direction again. So when we get to here, we could try go. See what that sounds like? That doesn't work. I'm going to scrap that. So instead of going down to this one, let's try this note, because it's going to bring us closer to that root note that we started on. So bringing it home, as they say. So. Now with that, I would probably go just straight back to the original note instead of going anywhere different. So let's try that, and hopefully we will get a riff. We have a riff. Sounds like a riff to me. Now, how do you keep a riff interesting? Well, there's a couple of ways that you can approach this. The first way is to keep the rhythm exactly the same. You just change the order of a couple of the notes. So we could try. That could be a variation. Now, the other way you could try and make a variation to make your riff more interesting or develop a new part is by keeping the notes the same or the pitches, and then you would just alter the rhythm slightly by not playing one of the notes or adding something in. So let's try simplifying the riff but keeping the pitches of the notes the same. So the final way is by changing both the notes and the rhythm as well, but still keeping sort of familiar within the realms of what you were originally doing. So let's try that. Okay, so those could be parts for a variation. Let's try and piece all of that together and see what we come up with. So there we go. We've just come up with a riff, and then all we would need to do is record that in. I probably won't play it exactly the same as I just did, but let's have a butcher's. So what I've done is quickly recorded the guitars in, and then I've used Easy Bass and Toontrack's Audio Sender, which is a plugin that you would put on one of your audio tracks like your guitar. This will listen to it and then convert that audio into MIDI, so you've got a bass performance without having to program it in. It's just a quick way to do it. And then we've got Easy Drummer 3. And all I'm going to do is just finger bang some drums out pretty dodgily and to get an idea of what this could sound like if we start building it into a song. So hopefully you will enjoy this and I won't mess this up too much.